Hi, this is Mrs. Show. Today we're going to learn how to evaluate expressions involving nth roots. All right, so just as a review, think about what the square root of 100 is. What does the square root mean? The square root of 100 would mean what number times itself gives us 100, which would be 10, right? What's the square root of 64? 8. On the last one, since there's a negative sign in front, your answer is going to be negative. You're going to take the square root of 144, which is 12. Good. All right. So you've probably seen questions like this on Evaluate. We have cubes. A cube has the length, width, and height all the same. And they're telling me the volume is 27 cubic feet. Remember how you get the volume of a cube? You take the length times the width times the height. Well, they're all the same measurement, so we call them all S. What you're really doing is taking S to the third power. So what they're asking you is what number to the third power gives you 27? They're really asking you for the cube root of 27. So the cube root of 27 would be what number times itself gives you 27? That would be 3, because 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. If you had a problem like this one, where the volume of the cube is 3,375 cubic feet, it's asking you what number times itself gives me 3,375. What number, when you multiply 3 of them, do you get 3,375? Now I'm noticing this ends in a 5. So what I just checked on my calculator is 25 times 25 times 25. That was too big of a number. So then what I did is I tried 15, because 15 ends in a 5, and this answer ends in a 5. And when I took 15 times 15 times 15, I did get 3,375. So the cube root of 3,375 would be 15. All right. So what I want you to do on your paper is put a number 2 and put A, B, C, D. And what I want you to practice is finding the cube root of these numbers. So go ahead and pause the video now and try to find the cube root of these 4 numbers. When you get done, hit play. All right, now that you're done, let's check this first one. What number times itself 3 times gives you negative 8? The answer would be negative 2, because negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So the answer to this problem is the cube root of negative 8. The answer would be negative 2. All right, part B. The negative cube root of 125 means my answer is going to be negative. And 5 times 5 times 5 gives me 125, so it's negative 5. Part C, the cube root of 27 would be 3. And part D, the cube root of negative 64 would be a negative 4. Because negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Positive 16 times negative 4 would give you a negative 64. All right, we're going to do another problem here. Now, you'll notice on this page, instead of cube roots, we have 4th root and 5th root. So when you take the 4th root, you're asking yourself, what number times itself gives you that answer when you multiply that number times itself 4 times? The 5th root would be multiplying that number times itself 5 times. So what I want you to do is pause the video, try these 4 questions. When you get done, hit play. Okay, now that you're done, part A should be a 3, because when you take 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, you get 81. Part B is going to be negative, okay, and it's also going to be a negative 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. Okay, you get a positive 2 if you multiply 5 positive 2s. You get a negative 2 if you multiply 5 negative 2s. Part C, the fourth root of 10,000 would be 10. Because if you take 4 10s and multiply them, that's going to be 10,000. It's going to have 4 zeros in the answer, so that is 10. And the fifth root of negative 243 would be a negative 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81, times another 3 would give you 243. But you'd have to multiply negative 3's in order to get the answer, negative 243. All right, so how do you feel today about taking nth roots? All right, today you have a short assignment in Canvas, practicing taking cubic roots, fourth roots, fifth roots. See you guys tomorrow on the Google Meet.